Ladies and gentlemen, be greeted from your respective positions wherever you are, everywhere in this world. On the headlines of international news, North Korean President Kim Jong-un is no longer in the joke of continuing to hide or go through other stratagems to display his determination to help Russia bring chaos to the entire West. Especially the United States of America. Kim Jong-un has just made a statement that shakes the Pentagon. Washington itself is astonished by Brussels and Paris. We don't talk about it because these are people who fought Mordocus to keep North Korea away from Russia and China. But they never could. Initially, Kim Jong-un and Vladimir Putin signed agreements. This agreement made him talk a lot, but this time Kim Jong-un is making an official speech, a public speech, which means that North Korea takes responsibility and takes the consequences of its actions. But the speech is too strong. In the context of this video conference, ladies and gentlemen, this is the speech we are going to talk about. But before we continue, I humbly ask you to share this video conference as much as possible. Put a lot of likes. Don't forget to leave a review in the comments. Here, let's go into the depths. Kim Jong-un made a message. In an official message, the North Korean leader promised full support to Russia. Total support for Russia, if it's not just military or what, but it's total support, and who knows what North Korea is capable of. It's scary. It is understandable why Russia has been so zealous lately. The coalition of the volunteers goes up there, Russia sends missiles, and then we have over 70 who are sent to eternal rest. It is easy to understand. So he says, he pledges full support to Russia in its struggle to protect its sovereignty and territorial integrity, in Russia's struggle to protect its sovereignty and territorial integrity. If it was limited to the protection of the territorial integrity of Russia, we could understand. And you've been aware of it ever since. The pact that was concluded between North Korea and Russia. The objective was to defend territorial integrity. In the event of military aggression, North Korea will intervene and vice versa. But this time, another dimension is added to the situation, the sovereignty dimension. Helping Russia protect its sovereignty opens up several fronts. Whether in international forums, in any way, the protection of sovereignty has nothing to do with the protection of territorial integrity. Well, even if, yes, protecting territorial integrity is part of sovereignty, but the question of sovereignty goes beyond national territory. That's what I mean. So Kim Jong-un insists he is this. This is a fraternal duty based on the history of cooperation between our two countries. He insists it's a fraternal duty. It has nothing to do now even with the pacts they signed or what. It's a fraternal duty, a point of, so this support is not limited to words. It is in line with the Treaty of Friendship and Cooperation signed. Between the two countries, it is continuity. It is continuity. Kim Jong-un worsens the content of the Cooperation and Friendship Agreement, otherwise known as the Pact. Yes, the Mutual Action Pact. So I'm the one calling it that, huh? So what needs to be said is that Pyongyang is no longer pretending. North Korea openly assumes its alignment with Moscow, and thus North Korea now presents itself as the sworn enemy of all those who are enemies with Russia. Here is an assumed position. Here is someone who is straight in his boots, straight in his logic. So what is there to say? So it is an ideological front, well planned against the West. That is, Russia is only surrounding itself with people who are determined to fight the West and Putin. Hachi very happy. He watches him. So for Kim Jong-un, defending Russia is also defending an alternative model in the face of American hegemony. He was clear. To defend Russia is to defend an alternative model in the face of American hegemony, since America has imposed its dominion everywhere. America wants to impose its hegemony everywhere. So what should we do? We must find another gentle, understanding power who can replace America. But this time, this replacement is not acting like America. It's a replacement acting. Within the framework of mutual respect, it is a replacement who advocates what is called the multipolar world. This is what Pyongyang wants. Here's what Kim Jong-un wants. Then the argument is clear. Kim Jong-un's argument is clear. Sovereignty and territorial integrity must take precedence over outside interference. Sovereignty. And territorial integrity must take precedence over external interference. The same question is asked again. Who mandated America to snoop, to put its mouth in the internal affairs of every country in the world? Who mandated it? Is it God, the Almighty, who designated him as the world's policeman? It's up to him to control. It's America replacing God, the Almighty. It's up to him to control. Yes, that's good, that's not good, and when it's not good, it's up to him to intervene. Maranatha, but of what America feels also as strong. So, in any case, obviously Kim Jong-un, he's ready. So Pyongyang presents itself as Moscow's brother-in-arms in the struggle that goes beyond Ukraine. Now, the struggle is not just about Ukraine. So where other diverse lands, where others are doubting, Pyongyang chooses the Russian camp outright, presents itself squarely. So what are the consequences? There is panic on the other side. But it is also a military alliance that has been strengthening for several months already. We know that, and what Moscow and Pyongyang are called. Exchanges are multiplied. There you go, military cooperation, munitions, technology. We even saw North Korea, which has been widely accused of sending weapons containers to Russia. Kim Jong-un actually just said that everything you said there is true, and I assume. So this message confirms that the relationship is not limited to the Ukrainian circumstance. It becomes strategic and sustainable. And so, ladies and gentlemen, that was on the front page. Thank you for sharing it as much as possible. I will return to you later by the grace of the Almighty with new information. It was the voice of your only samurai.